going on, Jeromes? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day out there to those who celebrate. It's time for another Vikings news dump. He sees you when you're pooping. That's right. So Vikings rookies will be reporting on Sunday, July 21st. But there's just one thing that just remains hanging out there. So J.J. McCarthy, number 10 overall pick, Diamond Dallas Turner, number 17, remain unsigned by the Vikings. Now, there's been a lot of rumor and conjecture about, is J.J. McCarthy potentially going to hold out because of the timing of the payment of the signing bonus? Now, his signing bonus is estimated by SpotRack to be around $13.7 million. So, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it would be such a bad look to the fans. Be like, oh, I want my $13.7 million up front, JG Wentworth, call 1877 cash now, versus I'll get some of it up front and then the rest of it in 18 game checks throughout this first year, just like the Wilfs have done with tons of people, just like Jefferson is doing with his $36.9 million signing bonus. So I don't know, man, but this is the time. Yeah, Florida's having a field day, of course, because any little sinew of rumor and innuendo and conjecture and blah, blah, blah. Now, a lot of people have pointed out, it's like, well, Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze have just signed, so they're obviously not holding out. Well, there's a pretty big difference because Bears rookies reported on the 16th, and it's pretty easy to sign the contract when you're in the building when you're supposed to be. Now, if it gets to the point on Sunday, the 21st, when Vikings rookies report to TCO, especially since McCarthy and also Turner have been in the building throughout this vacation period, if they don't show up and or are unsigned by the end of the day, then you could raise an eyebrow. Then you're a little bit worried. But I feel like McCarthy is not a dummy, and he has to understand how bad of a look this would be. And same thing with Turner, although there hasn't been any reported reasoning behind Turner not signing. Now, it could just be a spot where they're waiting for all the other first-round picks to sign and looking to potentially get that signing bonus accelerated or get that offset language in there. Don't know. Don't know. But either way, you're not holding out for more money because the rookie wage scale dictates what you make, and your contract is fully guaranteed because you're a first-round pick. So let's just get on with it. Yeah. But like I said, if there's nothing happening by Sunday, then worry. But it is noteworthy at this point in time. But also don't worry. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah. Also fine is A-Aron Jones putting in that work. So looking to find the fountain of youth. When he's healthy, is still one of the better running backs in the game. I think the Vikings could have a top 10 attack with Aaron Jones and Ty Chandler. And putting in that work, first off, awesome that he's working out with the kids. Second of all, this looks like it could be a home gym, maybe in the basement, something like that. Either way, that's fantastic. That's awesome, man. Although, hold on. It probably isn't, given the plethora of looks like 10-pound weights there. So maybe that's a class. I take everything back. I don't know, man. But also, those are awesome workout shorts. I need to get me a pair. It's like, I'm trying to see. Is that like Pac-Man? Nah. But Jones... So this is the time of year, best shape of their life. And I think Jones certainly could be that. Because remember, his last 5 games in a greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers uniforms, 100 yards plus, like 6.2 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns against the Cowboys. Let's go. Let's go, man. Also, speaking of let's go, so Quinn Mayers, the pride of UW Whitewater, Senior Bowl standout, a guy that I wanted dearly a couple years ago in the draft, but he broke the bank. Schefter, sources, Souses. Broncos guard Quinn Mayers, who started 39 games since Denver selected him out of Wisconsin Whitewater in the 3rd round of the 2021 draft, is signing a 4-year, $80 million contract extension that includes $45 million guaranteed and ties him to the team through the 2028 season. Now, the Broncos have spent a lot of money on their offensive linemen, which I respect. You know, McGlinchey, Cushenberry, Powers coming over from the Ravens, etc. So they're building a bully up front. And I just dream of the day. So first off, Quinn Mayers basically took Quinn Mayers basically was the understudy for. So I'm just dreaming of the day. Someday, the Vikings will draft a interior offensive lineman, guard or center, doesn't matter. Maybe day 2, maybe early day 3, and he starts right away, and he's a stud, and then you pay him a tier 1 contract because he deserves it, and load it. I just cannot wait for the frickin' day. But of course, that would require like Ed Ingram turning things around. I don't know. Or, hey, how about Michael Juergens? Baby, make it smooth like lotion. It puts a lotion on skin or else it gets a hose again. How about he steps up? And then we just, How did these other teams just find $20 million guards who are worth it? I don't know, man. I don't know. Speaking of interior offensive linemen that I wanted, so Hunter Newsrad coming out of Penn State has some guard and center flexibility. He ended up with the Kansas City Chiefs, and he reported to camp as a number of the Chiefs rookies did today. Now, I had to look this up. So the reporter, Harold, also could go by Harry. But apparently he is a real reporter, formerly in the Tulsa market, now in Kansas City, covering the Chiefs. Sports reporter. It's fantastic. But also, so when I was looking him up, he's an Eagles fan. So I don't know, man. But with Newsrad, so I loved how he showed up. Just, here I am. Come as you are, as you were, as I want you to be. Plain white tee. Hey there, Delilah. Got a case of Monster Energy. Something from Ulta. I don't know. And then, so a lot of people commented, oh, he brought a flower to camp. That's so nice. But see, the astute Lego eye that I have inherited from my daughter, noticed that that's the orchid from the Lego collection. She has that same one, and she loves it. Oh, I should have brought it down for the video. But that's awesome. Like, right now, Hunter Newsrad is my guy. And frankly, once the Vikings side Creed Humphrey to $1 bajillion in free agency next offseason, Newsrad will take over at center for Creed Humphrey. Circle of life moves us all. That's right, man. Speaking of circle, Ring of Honor. Glorious. So it was announced on Tuesday that Bobby Bryant will be inducted into the Vikings Ring of Honor in 2024. Bobby Bryant was a cornerback who played for the Vikings for 14 seasons, second in team history with 51 regular season interceptions. Paul Krause is first with 53. Remember, he played for Washington for a stretch. But also, I miss the days where all the football players looked like Tom Selleck. Like, had the mustache, broom handle, full-on Ned Flanders. What up, Big Perm? It's looking good, man. It's looking good. Plus, it was really cool how they let Bobby know. They got on a group call. Alan Page was there. The Wilfs, Fran Tarkenton from back in the day. It was just beautiful, man. And you could tell that it really meant a lot to Bobby Bryant. Bobby's 80 now, so I'm glad that he gets this accolade in his golden years. And, I mean, Bobby Bryant was a badass, man. So, obviously, a little bit before my time, but you can make a good case that like him and Antoine Winfield are the two of the best corners in team history. Where played his college ball at South Carolina, go Gamecocks. Was at the Vikings from 1968 to 1980. So just missed out on the Dome in '81. It's probably good though. The artificial turf, nah. But he joined the Vikings in '68, same year as Paul Krause, and was a part of a fantastic secondary. And also, what's really cool about the call, he gave credit to the Purple People Eaters. Like, it was really easy playing defensive back behind those guys because they were always getting after the quarterback and errant, hurried, off-target throws, sometimes deflections. It's kind of like, I feel like that doesn't get brought up enough with Paul Krause's interception numbers, besides it being a different era in the passing game. But he's part of that Super Bowl run. And he was second team All-Pro 1969, two-time Pro Bowler, named on the Vikings All 25-year, All 50-year, 50 greatest Vikings team. So love that he's getting this accolade now. And Bobby Bryant was a dude, man. Just fantastic. He's going to be honored week 3 against the Houston Texans. And now, it got me thinking, too, is like, which current Vikings are going to be in the Ring of Honor? Now, it's an exclusive club, right? And I think as of right now, you could say Harrison Smith, yes. Justin Jefferson, obviously. But everybody else, I don't know, man. Because if you look at who's currently in, like, it is who's who. And I know that there's a lot of players that we really like a lot, but Ring of Honor has to be for the tier 1 of the tier 1, the 1% of the 1%. So Jared Allen, remember he got inducted, rode in on his horse It's awesome. Matt Blair, tackling machine from back in the day. Boom, boom, Bill Brown. Joey Browner, one of the greatest strong safeties of all times. Jerry Burns. He works his ass off, but everybody booing the bummer. The greatest ranter. Also, one of the pioneers of West Coast offense. No big deal. And also one of the few Hawkeyes that I can stand. And it's so funny. So I'm not really a Gophers fan, but I'm a Gophers fan by geographical default. But basically being a college football nihilist where I don't believe in anything. I guess like I'm a quasi USC fan, but that means that you can make fun of anyone and they can't fire back. Any fan base, you're done. It's good times, man. Although JJ McCarthy might turn me into a Michigan fan. Although if he holds out, deal's off. That's it, man. Chris Carter, Chris Dolman, rest in power. Denny Green, rest in power. Carl Eller, stud as well. He a Gopher. That's right. Jim Finks, general manager from back in the day. Chuck Foreman, spin doctor. Bud Grant. Who? No, just kidding. Bud Grant, the George Washington of our franchise. Steve Jordan. Well, I think Kyle Rudolph would be up there too. I'd say probably Kyle Rudolph, Thielen, Daniil Barr, Everson, maybe. I mean, there's a lot of maybes in there. Paul Krause, Jim Marshall, of course, the Iron Man. Randall McDaniel with his weird stance is like, he could never be a Hall of Fame caliber guard with that stance. Baloney. Random Mouse, Alan Page, Your Honor. John Randall, the pride of Texas A&I, Kingsville. Let's go. Corey Stringer. Rest in power. Scott Studwell also worked as an advanced scout for the team for a number of years. Scott Studwell had 25 tackle games. Like, you just don't see that nowadays. Ahmad Rashad was inducted recently. Fran Tarkenton, of course. Mick Tinglehoff finally got in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Long overdue for the Mick. Kevin Williams, extremely underrated. Should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way. Ron Yeri. Ron Yeri is super underrated, too. And Fred Zamberletti, former trainer / team historian. So, I mean, it really is a who's who, cream of the crop. And, yeah, I would say that as of right now, I think that it would be Jefferson and Harry at this moment in time. Maybe J.J. McCarthy. Fingers. Actually, let's throw a curveball. How about Sam Darnold one time? Why not? But, yeah, I would say Jefferson, Harrison, Thielen. I don't know. That's probably the only three that I would say for sure. I would say that Daniil, Rudy, Barr, Everson, strong maybes. But, yeah, the three that I would just put it on the table for would be J.J. Harrison and Thielen at this moment in time. But, again, props to Bobby Bryant. And, again, just let your soul glow. Got to bring it back, man. Your thoughts are thoughts. Wednesday Vikings news dump. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.